There's a very hidden Wall Street secret that I'll reveal to you today. This thing was so secret, it's the reason why my arm is in a sling right now. As you can see from this, I will require your assistance in hitting that like and subscribe button. Okay, so the secret is the people telling you to buy the dips are idiots. I also want to point out one other thing before I get into the rest of the video, which is, have you ever noticed how they tell you to buy the dip, but they never show proof themselves, or if they do, it's just like a very minuscule fraction, like they'll buy a tenth of what you buy. Let me explain the scenario to you. A lot of people see that other people are making money in the stock market. This person then decides they don't want to miss out, so they get into it. When they get in, they expect to be holding money bags, but they don't realize they're holding trash bags. Then when you question why you bought in, it suddenly becomes a long-term play and you're told to buy the dip. By this stage, I can tell you're down pretty bad, and you adding more into that will only make it worse. And I will use America's most favorite telecom example, AT&T. AT&T was always hailed as a dividend darling. They provided a very essential resource, which is phone and internet. In fact, they actually increased their dividend payouts in 2020 to attract new investors. Everything was all nice and dandy until you actually looked under the hood of this company. To put it very simply, people only looked at this without actually looking at this, or this, or this. This company is so unprofitable that not only do they have a monstrous amount of debt, they actually have to take out more debt just to pay the dividends. Listen, you don't have to believe me, but just look at the stock price. You buying the dip did not solve the problem here. The saving grace in the stock market, in my opinion, is that you have certain mechanics that'll save you, such as the uptick or the circuit breaker, for example, right? But that's not true for the crypto market. And it's especially not true for those guys who kept saying 40K was the floor and to buy the dip and stuff like that. Yeah, how's it feel to be down 10 to 30% right now? Don't worry, some of the idiotic stock individuals are there with you. In fact, they're probably down even worse. If I had to point out the biggest fallacy between both of them is that they've only ever traded a bull market. They don't understand what a bear market actually is. Can you imagine if this was a couple years ago and people kept telling you to buy the dip on, say, like Enron, for example? I kind of wish they had social media back then because I would have loved to watch them yell at each other to hodl and to buy the dip and stuff like that. It would have been hilarious. That was just something on my mind this week. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments, how many times have you been told to hodl and buy the dip? And like, subscribe, and just remember, just because you're a day trader doesn't mean you have to trade every single day.